Love Wednesdays. This week, with our Love Wednesday relationship talk, we want to listen to the journey love. We have listened for a few weeks on the emotional connection that holds the relationship, that builds love in the relationship. And this discussion, we want to listen to the journey that love walks while love introduces love. And while love in our seasons introduced in acknowledgement, love introduces in the relationship that it holds with the relationship. And while love are so pure in its decision to hold onto the relationship that holds onto the relationship. When two relationship partners holds onto the relationship, in love are so pure in its decision to hold onto the relationship partners that have decided to hold onto the relationship, then love learns to introduce the journey love to the relationship partners. And when the love is such an emotional journey that it draws relationship partners to such commitment that the commitment vow cannot be disturbed when the relationship are disturbed. The vow that have introduced the relationship partners to the relationship itself, and the vow that have introduced the relationship partners to one another cannot be disturbed when a relationship are disturbed. En while me en RIBEA have ook the 22-year relationship vow of commitment, where love introduces in its season. And when love have introduced in my relationship, in my marriage vow, in its season, in the season that you look for love in the relationship, and you learn that you have to hold on to acknowledge the relationship that you are in, rather than seeking for the love in it, rather than seeking for the partner to love me in it, I had to learn to hold on to the commitment vow that I am currently in a relationship. And when you acknowledge that you are in the relationship, and the journey love introduces in a relationship in its seasons, are different, like we learn on earth when we are introduced to the different seasons. Then the relationship vow of commitment that introduces to the relationship are then the love that emotionally holds the relationship partners in the relationship. And when the relationship commitment that draws the relationship partner to the relationship holds on, and both partners learn to hold on, then love are the commitment that shares and that walks the journey and that introduces the journey love in the relationship that are a love relationship in its seasons. And while a love relationship in its seasons introduces in all acknowledgement, in all commitment, in all emotional responsibility, in all that it responds and that it echoes about you, and that the love journey says and introduces and finds itself in its commitment vow of holding on, then the partners can feel the love in the relationship when they have learned to hold on to the relationship being a relationship. When they have learned to hold on to the emotional feeling that holds and that brings both partners into the relationship and into the pure decision making in a relationship, then both partners have the acknowledgement that are love in its a relationship journey. And when you have the acknowledgement that are love in the relationship journey, then love introduces the journey relationship love to you, and it introduces the journey relationship love to your relationship partner. And that is what we want to hold on to in this week's Relationship Wednesdays. The journey love that have learned to hold on to the relationship that introduces in its journey, in its acknowledgements of seasons. And while it acknowledges its seasons, in its the relationship that has learned to be emotionally drawn to the relationship, then love are the commitment vow that are committed to hold both partners on and to hold on to both partners in the relationship and to hold both partners on in their relationship. And when you have to learn to hold on in your relationship, then your relationship holds on to you. And then love begins to be once again the pure decision making that bonds the relationship. And while our love Wednesdays have been so sensually, so emotionally drawn, so committed, so in all acknowledgement in how I've educated it on all the Love Wednesdays, then with this week's Love Wednesday, the love relationship journey that holds on to love, we want to acknowledge both the relationship partners that have to learn to hold on to the relationship. And that have to learn to hold on to the emotional bond that holds the relationship. And that has to learn to be emotionally committed to its pure decisions that are the journey love in the relationship. The journey love cannot explain today in any other way. While me, Queen RIBEA, ELISE are the love part of the universe. Me, Queen RIBEA, ELISE cannot say it in any other way other than how I have been introduced to the journey love in these 100 years. And to the decision making that are pure, that are kind, that are upright, and that are in acknowledgement to its seasons. And while it acknowledges its seasons, it holds on to its love responsibility. And when I educate on my HR 2025-2026, on my mindset control over attitude, the love, the emotional commitment, there are the commitment while I educate and while I'm so committed to my acknowledgement education and my educational journey. Then love the relationship in its introduction. An acknowledgement commitment. A commitment that holds both the relationship partners to be committed in the relationship. And while commitment shares in its great acknowledgement, in its great introduction, the journey love today introduces a love in its emotional commitment that both partners learns to hold on to the relationship and it learns to hold on to the love in the relationship. The love in its pure decision making. We cannot want to introduce love any other way than in its pure decision making. The journey love today with me, RIBEA ELISE. With me, Queen RIBEA ELISE.